Hi guys, today we're going to react to SEISHUN wo Kirisaku Hado by Atarashii Gakko. This is a BuyMeACoffee request from Gdog, first time requester. Thank you Gdog for this request. We appreciate your support.
Thank you Gdog. We appreciate the request and we appreciate another chance to see Atarashii Gakko. We love this band.
Atarashii Gakko music videos, we've reacted to their music videos enough to realize that their type of music is like, it's like they're going, oh, is this your face? Their performance is jarring. If you're sitting down, you want to stand up when you look at them. And in this music video, they had something that I don't think I've seen that way before. I thought about the Beastie Boys when they started performing. Their performance was almost tributing Beastie Boys. I loved it. Very energetic, very engaging. Beautiful performance by them.
Yeah, I second that Beastie Boys reference. The beginning sounded very much similar to that kind of style. And then later on, especially the bass in the background sounded very, very Red Hot Chili Pepper-like.
Yeah.
They managed to borrow things here and there from other places. When they were crossing the road, I was thinking of the Beatles, you know, Abbey Road, it looked like that. There's something that they do that is always tongue-in-cheek in the way that they perform, in the way that they put their songs together. And I just love it. I think you've said it before, it's invigorating to listen to them every time, to watch them. It puts a smile on my face. They are very, very entertaining. Just such an amazing sound. And it's so different from song to song as well. They're very funky, but different.
In my mind, at least, they manifest into creatures that you'd expect Alice in Wonderland to meet. Something in that level of enchantment. Because of that tongue-in-cheek bravado, you never get enough of it. Aside for the subject matter, aside for liking the music, it's another reason to listen to their songs and to watch their music videos. That attitude, it immediately cheers you up.
Fantastic.
It's another short and sweet gem from Atarashii Gakko, something that stays in your head, very engaging. I love their energy. I always love their energy. And even though the subject matter deals, I think, with heavy stuff, they often tackle profound issues in that tongue-in-cheek attitude, but it arises from the translation, at least, of the lyrics. I think the song deals with existential questions that have to do with the younger generation of people who contemplate the reason why they were born. If you think about it, nobody's asked if they want to be born. And I think that, at least to some extent, is part of those existential questions that they ask in the song. Generally speaking, there are a lot of lines there, but that's what I think the song is about. Could be easily wrong because it is ambiguous enough for me to be wrong, but yeah.
It is, and we could definitely be wrong because it's also a translation of the lyrics, so it's hard to say how someone fluent in Japanese would see this and how we see it. To me, it touches on a subject from a very young age. We know that one day we're going to die, so our time here is kind of finite, and here it almost looks at the fleeting nature of youth, that we're not going to stay young forever. And even that the name of the song translates to something like the tide ripping through our youth. So it's like, it feels like you're constantly being chased by something, which is almost like a monster. Eventually, I'm not going to be young anymore. I'm going to get old. How long are we going to be able to keep this going? There were lines there that say, this is a battlefield, a rainbow of tears. It's like this youth that we have, the friendships, the experiences, it's going to be over one day. There were references there to it keeping you up at night. You have this like maybe a more kind of philosophical outlook on life that it won't end, that it never ends. But at the same time, you know it. You know that whether we will or won't survive it, it's only a matter of time. So it's really interesting. That's how I saw it anyway, but it could be just about anything else.
Youth, as if you want to look at it as a gift, every person in the world takes it for granted because you have nothing to compare it to when you have it. Once you lose it, you not only recognize or appreciate what you had, that common trope when people look at themselves in the mirror at our age, and then they remember what they looked like in old pictures, and they try to remember their mindset back then. Even back then, they weren't satisfied of the way they looked, of the way they felt, and they realized that they should have appreciated their younger days better. It's not just realizing what you've lost. It's realizing that it was never real, because youth is by definition fleeting. Youth, young, a reference to a time period, a very limited time period where it comes and it goes and that's it, and you lose it forever. And all you have is the grace of the age you're in at that moment. So even at that moment, when you pine for your younger years, you should be appreciative of the time you're in because that time has its own grace. Maybe I'm skewing it a tad from what they're trying to say in the song, but that's the thought that entered my mind once I realized the song was dealing with youth.
Yeah, the song refers to a lot of anxiety about maybe not just youth, but life being temporary. And it kind of makes you think that maybe the lesson to the whole thing is not to think about that. Because when we think about it, anxiety grows and we don't get to enjoy and appreciate the time that we do have, whether it's our youth or our life altogether. Either you sit there and wait for it to happen or you make the best of what's there. And that's how I felt about the song. It's quite possible that we both got it completely wrong. I have no clue, but that's the feeling that it brought up. And with Atarashii Gakko, I find that it almost doesn't matter because the experience of listening to them and watching them is so rewarding that I'm good with that. It's so awesome. And I do like the fact that the lyrics are a bit cryptic, perhaps maybe just for us, or maybe it is for other people as well. I'm not sure. It kind of adds to this whole experience. This band is a bit of an enigma, which is something that I love about them.
I think we're evolutionarily programmed not to think about things that give us discomfort. We need to consciously do that in order to look at things the way they are. And with that respect, I think the universe is being fair with everybody when it tries to teach us how to look at youth. Because when you grow up, when you're in your teens, when you have no care in the world, you see old people, but you never think one day this is going to be me, because that's not in your ether of thoughts. It doesn't even register as factual to you. But when you grow older, when things start to break down, when you start to feel a little bit ill with age-related conditions, then you realize, oh no, I'm headed exactly that direction. It's harder to do stuff now, and it's going to get worse the older I get. I think that's where wisdom comes in. It can only come from experience because you're in the middle, you have the lessons of your past and you have the anticipation of the future.
Yeah, the song also refers to decay. And I think that's what it was trying to say, that we're in a slow or maybe fast decay, depends how you look at it. Time is relative. It felt like a very serious subject that they kind of look at in a fun way, if you know what I mean. So it kind of softens the blow, perhaps. It could be in something else completely that we're unaware of. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, but it's fun to think about that the universe tries to teach you what to focus on. Look at the old people.
Yeah.
Look, they're there. Look, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going to end up?
Thank you, Gdog, for this awesome request. We appreciate you bringing us back to Atarashii Gakko, an awesome band. And yeah, please keep it coming. We appreciate the support.
Thanks, Gdog, for this Atarashii Gakko request. We enjoyed reacting to this song very much. It didn't start an existential crisis in us at all. More like this will be much appreciated. And thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make your request through BuyMeACoffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
And if you guys enjoy what we do and you want to help us continue to do that, you can show your support through BuyMeACoffee. We would appreciate any contributions coming through there. As always, our Atarashii Gakko reactions playlist should be up on the screen sometime about now. Give it a click, check them out. Awesome, awesome band, fantastic music. Thanks again, guys, for all the support you throw our way. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.